Here's how to make a 2000s pop beat on FL Studio. Let's jump straight in. We're going to start with our drums, which is a little different. These 2000s pop beat have a very signature sound, which is characterized by the drums. I usually lay my drums down in the channel rack, but I've decided to lay them down in the playlist, so it's easier for you guys to follow along. We're going to start with a kick pattern that looks like this. By the way, the tempo we're using is around 115 beats per minute. We're going to start with this kick pattern. A snare that hits on the second and fourth beats. A super simple two-step hi-hat pattern. And finally, a cowbell. We want this to have that Neptune-style drum swing. Now that the drums are down, we're going to focus on the chords. This progression might look a little weird. It's actually really simple. We're in the key of F sharp minor, but you can use any key, just use a minor scale. You can click on this button up here, go to View, go down to Scale Highlighting, and you can select any of the scales here. Of course, we're using minor, so we've selected the minor natural mode. And you can change the root note up here. Of course, we're using F sharp, but you can use any of these. Now we can see exactly what notes are in the scale as they're highlighted in a lighter tone. We're going to start with an F sharp minor chord. To create our chords, we simply lay down the first note, add a note, skip a note in the scale, add a note, skip another note in the scale, and add another note. For the purpose of this, just ignore the notes that aren't in the scale. This would be an F sharp minor chord. We could then skip a note and add another note in the scale, and this would be a minor 7th chord. Not that we're going to use that. We can then revoice these chords by shifting notes up and down octaves by pressing Control and up or Control and down on our keyboard. This doesn't change the chord that's being played. It just allows you to get a different kind of sound. By revoicing chords to shift notes further apart, it widens the sound that we hear. Not necessarily widens in terms of the position where we hear it, but more how full and thick the sound is. I then laid down a B minor chord and a C sharp minor chord. For the sound we want to use, let's take a pad preset. You can take any samples you want, but I love this sound from Grainx, which is my own plugin which has over 400 different presets. Here's how this sounds. Now we can copy these chords over into a new pattern by holding Control and left click and dragging over the entire chord progression. Then press Control C, scroll up here, and then press Control and V to paste it into a new pattern. We can then take different sounds or presets to fill this chord progression out a bit more. Now, since we have our chords down, we can add a bass line by following the root notes of the chords. If you remember, this first chord was revoiced. We shifted these notes down an octave. This was originally an F sharp minor chord, and still is an F sharp minor chord when you pitch the notes down. So the bass note for this is F sharp. This B minor chord has a root note of B, and this C sharp minor chord has a root note of C sharp. So we can select Control and Shift, left click on each of these notes, and then Control and C to copy, and Control and V to paste these into a new pattern. For this sound, we're going to want to add a bass preset. This is the preset I'm using again from Grainx 4. And here's how all of these sound together. Right, now this is going to get super interesting. In the 2000s, they got pretty experimental with lead sounds. The best example I can give you is from Gimme More by Britney Spears. Listen to how this lead sounds that's about to come in. So we want to create a lead pattern that's going to sound super glitchy and add a load of texture to our track. This is the pattern that I've created. Again, for this, you can use any notes that are inside of your scale. It sounds pretty weird on its own. We can then right click up here and go to render as audio clip. We can then go into our channel rack and left click and drag this into the playlist. Then we can use this slice tool up here to chop this up and right click to delete to mess this pattern up as much as possible. We can then also open the channel rack and left click and drag on this knob here to send it to a mixer track. If we then click this button up here, we can go into the mixer track and we can click on here to add effects. I've decided to add a phaser effect and also some reverb. Here's what this now sounds like. And here's how it sounds with the chords. For the verses, we're going to keep the same bass notes as in the hook, but use a different preset, but I'm going to add some bass stabs rather than the Reese bass sound that we're using in the hook. We don't want too much energy to be in the verses, which helps us create tension and build up for the drop. We're then going to layer this with some chord stabs, which again play exactly the same chords as in the hook. And we can add some build-up loops. These are all from Splice, but you can create your own using snares and white noise risers. Again, these are great for creating tension, building up to the drop. Once we get to the hook, we can add these much shorter transition effects. And we can layer these with downers or impact effects. I've also got this reverb clap that plays just before the drop, which I chopped up to create this effect later in the track. For mixing, there's not too much that needs to be done apart from leveling. I use a soft clipper on the master, but that isn't completely necessary. This just helps give more punch and distortion to the track. I also use an ozone, but again, this isn't necessary. This is just to master the track and make it sound louder. And here's how the final beat will sound. By the way, if you want access to Grain X4, which is a plugin I use for almost all of the sounds in this video, then make sure to check it out using the link in the description where it's 70% off.